Welcome back to the Add a Zero Challenge, episode 12. We're starting today with a $5,726 bankroll. Add a Zero Challenge, more like lose 5 zeros challenge. That's what it's looking like right now. But is today the day? It might be. It could be. Let's get in the hands. First hand we're checking out today of the session. Get a raise from seat 6. Looks like 20. And we have aces. We're going to make it 100 here when it goes raise, call, call, call. So about 5x the raise in position. Out of position here. Could go even a little bigger here. But aces is fine. We got the shove from C7. This is how you like to start a session with the aces. All in for 180 from the short stack. He shows the camera. I couldn't see what that was. We're going to run at 3. I remember C7 now. Good times.
Whatever you'd like. Your call. Aces, Jack 9 of hearts. That's a good card. First one. So many outs. Get the second.
We win 2 out of 3. Fine. On to the next one. Looking down at aces again. We make it 15. This is one of the smaller sizes I've been using. One of the adjustments I'm making is this smaller pre-flop size, and it seems to be going pretty well. Of course, with aces, we want to inflate the pot, but with other hands, we don't so much. And we go 3 ways to the flop, where we flop top set against seat 3 and against seat 6. What do we want to do with the top set of aces here? With the flush draw out there, we decide to go for a small bet. This is an interesting bet for me, right? There's like 60 in the middle. I'm betting like 1/3 of the pot 3 ways with the flush draw out there with the top set. Now, it's not a sizing you're often going to choose on A7-6, right? That texture specifically, the 7-6, gives a lot of straight draws, a lot of flush draws and stuff where you're often going to choose like an over half pot size. What hand does it make sense with? Well, when you have aces and you block all the good hands, right? Like you make it hard for your opponent to have ace X to continue. You want to size down. So I go for the small bet. And we get raised immediately to 50 from C3. I decide to call. We go to the turn here. We risk giving the flush draw the free card, but we let them bluff because that's how we're going to get our value. You see a bit of 85 on the turn. We raise it up to 250 here. I think time to get some money in the pot. 5's not too concerning. I mean, 8, 9 is not a huge consideration here, I'd say. We want to start getting some money in the pot, charge the flush draws, charge the straight draw pair kind of hands. So we make it 250. Top set against an underset, I think. I think we're up against an underset here. Against the set of 7s. We take it down, all 3. We win a pot, and look at this, dude. We seem to be off to a start where we're actually up money in the session. What a special moment. We raise it up to 30 here as I try to say 30 properly. With a mystery hand. There we go. We have the pocket 9s. 5 ways to the flop. And we flop another set. This has got to be our day. We bet 100 into about 160, 150, 160-ish. Very connected board. Five of clubs on the turn. 3 ways to the turn. We bet 300 on the turn, trying to get some value. Time to size up and play big pots. And we get a call from seat 8. We go to the river, which is the Queen of Spades. A terrible river. Straights complete, flush completes. We hate it. We decide to check. And it is a flush. The flush defeats us. I don't remember exactly which flush. I think it was a jack with a flush. So it was a pair and a flush draw. But disappointing hand there. I mean, it was about $1,000 in the pot that got dragged there. The flush is good. Set no good. Not happy. I think I have the coolest piece of poker software you've ever seen today. It is called Hybrid Poker. Brand new piece of poker learning software where you test your score against myself, against Daniel Negreanu, against Bill Perkins, and see how you score against the three of us, as well as other poker players as well. But Hybrid Poker learns about you, the player, this is really cool. As Hybrid Poker gets to know you, it's going to tell you what to work on. There's a link to the IQ test down below. Try it for free. I think you'll like it. So try it out. King 8 of clubs. In the small blind, in a straddle pot, we raise it up. Simon, good player in the big blind, is going to call. And we go to a flop of 7-7-5 with one club. This is a good spot, I think, to check call probably. You can also bet as well. I decide to bet this time. You're going to do a lot of checking out of position in tournament stack depths. In cash games, I noticed that you do that less just because of your stack depth. The nice thing about King 8 of clubs is we have a lot of good turns and rivers. 9, 6, 4, 8, king, club, all improve our hand. So we have a lot of ways to continue betting with aggression and win the pot. And then we can also put pressure on a hand like a king, queen, a king, jack, a king, 10, a king, 9, and get those better hands to fold. And maybe on the turn, some ace highs as well. So good arguments for betting there, but it's also good enough to check call as well or check raise. Bet get a call. King on the turn. King of diamonds. It is a great card. We turn top pair. This is straddle against small blind. Ranges are wide. Heads up pot. A rare heads up pot against a good player. Rare. It's just not often that you get to play pots like this. So we continue to bet here. We bet 55. And Simon calls. So we're going to go to the river here with our top pair. 3 of clubs. The question is, do we want to value bet or do we want to check? And I think a value bet is kind of thin. If we decide to value bet, we would definitely have to fold to raise. And I think Simon is a player that could have the raise in their bag in terms of an option. I feel like today, as I'm watching this, I kind of like check calling with this King 8 probably, and value bet some better kings, I would say. That's my thought right now. Let's see what I decide to do. We do decide to check. Simon bets 150. Yeah, I think you have to call here. It's not a happy moment because we're beat by all the value hands. We're bluff catching, but we're against a good opponent. The way he approaches poker, I think we should definitely call, and we lose. Too bad. Against quads. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know about that one. Here we're reliving one of the hands from earlier in the session. Earlier in this series. So as I'm telling this story, we have a raise in seat 5, a call, and we look down at the beautiful ace-4 diamonds. This is a great squeeze hand. It's just a fun hand to squeeze. We make it 115 to go here, squeezing it up, and we get a call from seat 5. I have the ace-4 to diamonds, and I flop a pair and the nut flush draw in a squeeze pot. Made it 115 pre-flop. They call, so we're 230 plus the dead money. Call it about 300 in the middle here. We're feeling really good about our hand. We decide to bet when check 2 on the button here. And middle position. Thinks for a while. Good player. We played quite a decent amount in this challenge so far. Goes all in. And we call. Now, they have a very fortunate hand here. They have 8-9 of diamonds. 8-9 of diamonds. Very unlucky. There's nothing they can do with 8-9 of diamonds here. It's just you flop to open it a straight flush draw. It's a good spot to put pressure on. Get me to fold my ace king, my ace queen that don't have a flush draw, basically. it's a really good spot for them to just run it. And like when they get called by the overpairs, they're still doing fine. So first board, we take it with a diamond on the end. I thought the 9 was going to get us. And the second board, we get it as well to get a full double up there. This is towards the end of the session as well. We've been grinding all day. And the end result, the end result of this session is that we win. we win $5. We won $5. That is the end of episode 12. So not what we wanted again, difficult, but when I broke down the session at the end of this day, it's like we lost $1,000 pot flush to a set, right? Like, what are you going to do? If we win that, we have a plus 1K day, right? Very easily. Looking back at the session today, I think like maybe there's a few times where I could choose some bigger sizings, so I'm going to keep my eye out on that going forward in this challenge, but I can't be too upset with how these big pots played out. So that's it for today. Hope you all enjoyed it so much. Nice to make progress on the challenge, plus $5. We're going to be back again very soon with the next episode of the Add Zero Challenge. Thanks so much for watching, but until next time, we'll see you later. Goodbye.